We are so back. Right, I'm just going to do a very quick little rundown of some P3 stuff before tonight so that, yeah, just so that everyone knows what we're doing in advance. Hopefully we minimize the amount of time we sort of waste getting to grips with it. So, we're going to get knocked up. Hee hee. Get to the top, she's going to cast a Photic, and then she's going to drop back down. And once she drops back down, we want you to sort of hold this structure here. We're not going to lust immediately. We're going to hold until 6 minutes. I'll tell you, it's really not long delaying here. I'm just going to make sure that you know that now. You're going to hold this structure. Ranged, you need to be grouped fairly well towards the outside of the platform, towards the back, and you need to be conscious of the fact that throughout the entire phase, she's going to be casting swirlies under your feet. It only ever goes under ranged. That are going to just provoke you to move together as a group along the edge. Shouldn't be hard. If we see Destitute, I'm going to cry. And you're just stacked so that we keep good hygiene about space. In part for the sort of first mechanic that comes. As we saw yesterday, the first thing she'll really do is an infest. I'll be taking those, and I'll be running through and placing them behind the group, or behind the melee on the inside of the ring over here. These ads, and this is going to spawn a bunch of ads. A bunch of little guys. I'm not going to bother spawning a bunch of them. These absolutely need to die. They need to die. They need to be the focus, and we also need slows, binding shots, whatever, to make sure that they don't get to the group. The lust timing is going to be just after this combo, so you probably won't get it for ad pad if we wait for the 6 minutes, but these just do need to be the focus of everyone, making sure they're dropping. Ideally that they're not spreading a bunch of gunk too badly, because obviously if the ads start to spawn stuff ahead of the ranged spawns, things are going to get out of sync. The ranged are going to have to like move even further to try and keep up. But anyway, she's going to cast that. Infest goes out. I run back and save a loin from the tank buster that he's just taken. He's going to be very vulnerable in the moments where I'm running back healers, so keep an eye on him. And then once we're done with that rhythm, we'll be going into lust. You'll have about 10 seconds of just pure not much happening anyway. Obviously ranged will be moving throughout this, but it's about at this moment here where you should see lust. That's going to be about 10 seconds before royal condemnation, which is the web thing. Yesterday we saw some webs going off to China. There's an impulse that's cute there in terms of trying to minimize the damage drop off, but it's not lethal. The two ranged that get it, and I'm pretty sure it's only ranged. If it's melee, then I'm wrong. Melee also do the same. Just come next to the tanks in front of the boss. We have damage mitts that are ready to help you alive, or help everyone live, even the melee who are somewhat close to the drop. But also, you as poppers should be just popping personals. The boss goes on top of these webs, and we just crunch them down immediately with cleave. It's more important that we just kill them quick than it is minimizing the damage drop off. So just make sure when we get that, we sort of just bring it under the boss and cleave those down quickly. We're still going to be moving along, and that's going to get us to the sort of next mechanic set, which is the Abyssal Infusion stuff. It's just the portal thing. So this can go on anyone, or probably not the tanks, but anyone else. Just same as the portals in P1. Here, melee, if you get it, tend towards placing on the inside ring. That's where you're going to be closer to. If too ranged, hopefully we've suffered enough to know that like range should be quite proactive about just like volunteering to rush over if they need. We just need one portal on the inside, one on the outside. It's as on the edges, just makes the dodge easier. If we refer to Dr. Atnos for a moment, you can see that what we're dodging is quite wide. Don't just take the portal immediately. Wait until the sort of wake of the wave has passed through too. But otherwise, you're all good. And then, I mean, looking at his video, right, you can see that as we go through, everybody has rings on them. So once we're through, we just need to make sure we spread so that we don't kill each other with the damage pop and get away from the portals, which are going to blow themselves up moments later, spawning orbs. So it's kind of a hectic moment, but we've done enough of it in P1 that it should be fairly familiar and safe. So honestly, not too stressed about it. When those portals blow up again, you saw the orbs, shield cast web blades as well. That's just a high dodge, dodge, dodge moment, and then we just reset to the sort of same cadence. All throughout this, ranged have been sort of pacing along with us along the edge. We'll try and make sure the boss is moving to give us good space on each set of mechanics. But we go back into our usual thing after that. The first thing that will happen is an infest again, so I'll need to be running through to back here. So just please do keep your positions, make room. Please don't make me cleave you. Aloyn will be fragile again as I rush back to taunt off him. You guys are going to kill ads that spawn, not let them get to the boss. And then we have one more set of webs, which are played the exact same. Again, we have mitts, we have things to help you live. The boss will also probably be very low already at this point based on our damage. Just making sure that we kill those. And then the last thing that's worth talking about now is just if it's not dead just after these webs die, she'll cast the Queen Summons, I think it's called. All that is 3 ads are going to spawn around the sort of the closest 3 corners in this little shape here. Ideally, we're getting a spawn that looks something like this, but honestly, it's not the end of the world, depending on whatever you get. When those come up, ranged obviously focus this back one. I would say first, but I'll explain in a bit. But ranged's responsibility is the back one, as they're the only ones that can do it. And then otherwise we just need to make sure that we're knocking out the shield on all 3 of them as soon as we can. We can let all 3 cast, that's fine. It's not lethal the first pulse. But before the second, we want to have all 3 of their shields broken so that they can all then be just cycle kicked until they're dead. While they're alive, these big ads are the focus. We really don't want to see second casts from them, so again, DPS on them, kicks. And then that's it. Once we're through that, we go into just a web blade dodge, another portal dodge, but it's all stuff that we've seen, so I won't go through the full thing, because the other thing is I suspect the boss is limping by the time we get to that. So yeah, I think that's everything. I won't make this longer than it has to be, because I need you to watch it. Pog, boss is dead. Fuck Walmart.